Yeah, not a qualifying
match just yet.
Mm.
Still gonna be a best of 3 though, so it will be intense, but we'll see what they're able to pull off here on Lightshade LE. We're in the top left-hand corner map, swinging all the way in the top left-hand corner. We have the blue Protoss player coming out from the land of Indonesia. He is the best player from Indonesia, and honestly, it's hard to tell, but I would probably still consider him the best Protoss player overall in the ASEAN Southeast Asia region. Representing elites of Indonesia StarCraft, he is Quantel.
And oh my god, spawning in the Jesus Christ, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Legend LE, stacking the drones and pulling all the boys and going for a 12 pull. We have the Australian CranKy Duckling. Let's go. It is Oreo.
This is gonna be one intense proxy hatch. Jeez. It might not even be a proxy hatch. He might just attack with the drones.
Mate, the stack drones didn't, the drones they get across the map. I apologize that I was having a heart attack before because again, things were popping off and it was insane. He gets forced around on the pylon. He's gonna kill it. The boys are being pulled though.
And should be able to get us around on top of these drones. The Lynx aren't quite in position to help, but all Oreo really needs right now is to take out the pylon, and he does! No production on this gateway for a long time as a couple of Zerglings made their way across the map. A ton of them even.
Yeah, exactly. The Lynx are about to show up. Meanwhile, a secondary pylon did finish, but there are no zealots yet. Not yet anyway, but the Lynx are here. Oh god.
They are. The wall is not a wall. At least one zealot should make it out. Very good surround on top of these Zerglings from the probes. I think this is gonna be it.
Yeah, this is looking like a hold, mate. The zealot does pop out in time, and Oreo, mate, you got a bunch of Lynx, but again, there's no falling back on this. There's no redroning up. You gotta try to end it here and now.
I want to point out that only a single probe went down, and that was the initial scouting probe. So Quantel has held this beautifully. This wall's not a wall, though, and that's a lot of surface area available for the Zerglings. They can get us around on these Zealot. That would be huge, and that would give Oreo a ton of momentum. Probes are starting to go down. Is this going to be enough, though? Only 3 Zerglings remaining in the front lines.
Yeah.
And the Zealot does pop out.
Exactly.
Oh man, it looked shaky for a while, but Quantel, he holds.
There's a reason why for a long time he was considered the best Protoss player in Southeast Asia. Trying to cheese him like this, oh boy, it just doesn't quite work. And in the end, I do think that Quantel has held here, and I don't know how Oreo breaks through this. I'll be honest.
Well, he's gonna try. There's no Adept out just yet. The Cybercore was delayed for a long time, so these Lings can try to do a second hit! And they do get us around on one of the Zealots, 2 of the Zealots!
Oh, that he does.
That's not gonna be enough.
Exactly, there's still 3 Zealots in the end. Oh my god, Oreo, he's droning up! He's droning! Oh god.
On the one hand, I mean, they're uneven bases. On the other hand, though, they're uneven bases.
Hey, I've taught you well, mate.
Yeah.
There it is. Oh, God. It's exactly as you said. The Zerg player who's on even bases, or I should say down a base at the moment, who's down in workers. There's just... Oreo, he gambled a lot on that strategy and it just didn't really work out for him. Quantel, he was so fast with his response, by the way, pulling the boys and making sure he got that second pylon up to repower everything.
Yeah, zero hesitation at all. Just targeted every single one of his probes, made sure he could get a good enough surround. GG is qualled, and Quantel takes game number 1. Such decisiveness as well in the defense.
Yeah, exactly. I love how chat is catching up. They're like, what the hell is going on right now?
What are we looking at?
This is peak Oceanic and Southeast Asian PvZ, mate. What are you on about? Oh my god. That was crazy.
Mike is probably taking notes.
Yeah, me and Mike invented this. What are you on about? What are you?
Well, input from sources is always going to be useful, though.
It is. But this is a really rough way to start this series, not gonna lie, right? Like, Quantel's now up 1-0. This is a best of 3. Oh, Oreo really put a lot on the line with that strategy.
He really, really did. Part of me wonders if maybe Oreo just doesn't like light shade. At least for ZVP, because, yeah, when you're starting out a series like that, then there is a scale. There are plenty of ways to avoid playing out a Void Ray game as a Zerg player, but yeah, this is one of the most insane ones. Anyway, we're going to be continuing our series here on Oxide LE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the blue Zerg player coming out from the land of Brisbane. He is the king of Brisbane, and he is going to be representing our very own CranKy Ducklings. We may need to get him MRI or something, though. Because that last game was questionable. He is going to make his opponents go, uh-oh, it's Oreo.
Get them copy passes in the chat, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the best Protoss player, the best player in all of Indonesia. It is, of course, the red Protoss, Quantel.
Corky's pointing out this is what Chase, that is the build that Chase used to take a game off a probe in ESL Cup many months ago.
That is not the build that Chase used.
It isn't. Chase went for a proxy hatch in the main, but it was a similar idea.
A similar idea. He only stacked 2 drones, not what was that, 6, 7, 8? Oh god, so yeah, different like similar
Less
concept, I guess, but like
this.
Yeah, very, very different idea behind the goal of said strategy. Meanwhile, of course, Oreo did go for a pool first. That's why the pool is already done here. Links are going to be sent out across the map. Again, very interesting choice because it wasn't like a very early pool either. You did get a relatively early gas though to make up for it.
Yeah, it definitely feels more like a safety pool.
Definitely. Yeah, and I have to wonder why it is that Oreo has decided to use these openings here in Game 1 and Game 2. I have to imagine it has to be with, I guess, Quantel's playstyle recently? Maybe?
Potentially? What is Quantel's playstyle recently?
That's what I mean.
He's only very recently been making his re-debut into professional play.
Yeah, unfortunately, now this year there haven't been anything like Aldies, and Quantel hasn't been competing in anything other than the DreamHack qualifiers. So I have to imagine that potentially they were facing each other on ladder, and then with that, Oreo was able to get a little bit more information. Of course, maybe Psycho was able to glean something, or yesterday I don't know if Quantel went up against a Zerg player, but yeah, very interesting opener here from Oreo. As we see, the Lings, they just come back home, just, you know, safety, making sure nothing crazy was going on.
And with that, we are going to be playing out a bit more of a standard game. Quantel going for the Stargate, which should be too surprising.
Yeah, pretty standard opener here. Quantel even playing a little bit safe here, throwing down a shield battery at his natural.
Oh, he does not want a repeat of game number 1. It's already not a repeat, but he's already a little bit frazzled here, being like, oh my god, Oreo's going to be aggressive, isn't he?
Exactly. Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, we'll see what the plan is here for Oreo. Again, he's just been droning up. I've seen him go for like queen pushes quite often here on a map like this. We'll see as well how far Quantel commits to the Sky Toss. Right now, it's only 1 Void Ray, which is pretty common, but from here, you know, he can do anything, right? He can go into a second Stargate, Twilight Council.
Yeah, we'll see how far he decides to commit. Could always go for 3 Oracles after this Void Ray. Hint, hint, not judge.
Guess he could. Good. Who is this? Pez? Hey, you on about? Pez is watching.
I mean, it could be Pez. Yeah. Indonesian Pez.
Boy, meanwhile, the Adepts are going to be shading into the natural base. Ooh, immediately focusing down one of the Lings. Nice pull on the drones.
Yeah, doesn't lose too many of them, only one so far. Quantel gets a pretty good look at the bases of Oreo, and actually gets an alright amount of damage, 3 drones.
Uh-oh.
Oh, even more to come.
Oh, God. Oh,
Not too bad on the damage, most importantly. Quantel was able to see Oreo. He's still on hatch stack. He is on 3 hatcheries. He sees the Roach Horn, doesn't he?
He did. He did see all the production here in the main bases of Oreo, and something that's a little bit worrisome for me is that Quantel, he's doubling down on the Sky Toss, mate, in more ways than one.
Oh, no.
He's pulling a
little bit of a Paco Mike here. There we go.
He's pulling a Paco Mike 2 base carrier. Let's go.
Oh, no. This is honestly a pretty big high risk, high reward strategy coming out for Quantel. I don't think Oreo is too used to playing against 2 base carrier styles like this, so Quantel could definitely get away with it if he banks up enough carriers. But once Oreo gets wind of this, he can send everything forward. He can send his queens, his roaches, even throw down a Hydra Den if he wanted to. And take the engagements. It is all about this Void Ray right now of Quantel denying scouting information.
Exactly. Oreo still hasn't seen this. He hasn't stopped queen production, by the way. Like, he is looking to go into that queen push with roaches and ravagers. And I'm trying to think, and I feel like this is going to work well, just because right now Quantel, he's only working off of 2 gateways. He doesn't have charge or anything like that. So I do think the queens can trade favorably against the carriers. They won't necessarily kill the carriers, but they'll kill all the interceptors.
Yeah, it's not as straightforward attacking carriers of queens as it is with hydras, but without much of a buffer, it does not take much for queens to target down those carriers. Quantel's actually moved across the map with them, and Oreo is not in position to deal with that.
Exactly. The carriers are going to reveal themselves, and the queens are not in position now. Oreo is committed. He has to go for the attack. He cannot turn around to defend against this. Oh my God, things are going to be really crazy now. Jesus Christ. He's turning around. Oh God.
It's not always queen, so I don't think so. Should be just enough to take out the carriers if his transfuses are on point, but other than that,
I mean,
yeah, it's gonna be very, very rough.
I'm just worried because this is buying a lot of time for Quantel. Quantel can always recall with these carriers, and now the queens are kind of wasted here in the defense, and they won't be able to go across the map.
Yeah, there's no anti-air here available for Oreo. Third base, not in any trouble whatsoever.
And the queens are falling, mate. The transfuses are not there. All the queens are gonna go down, mate.
Yeah, the only transfuses left are on these are on this high energy queen. And queens, they cannot transfuse themselves. Decent vials from the Ravagers, but that it should not be enough. What an unfortunate timing here for Oreo.
Exactly. It was so unfortunate, the anti-timing in the end. And with this, like, there's just never going to be a massive amount of queens, like, high enough to deal with these carriers. Quantel is going straight into the main base. The rest of the army is showing up, and Quantel, he's just snowballing from here.
He absolutely is. It was such an odd choice to be aggressive with those carriers, but in the end, that was exactly what Quantel needed. He could not afford to keep them back and lose to the queens. GG's call. Quantel takes that series 2-0. Well played indeed.
GG, well played, Quantel, with that fast carrier style. Again, like, if Oreo had everything at home, then he would have been fine. He wouldn't have been fine. He would have had all these queens. He would have been able to focus on that attack. He would have been able to transfuse and keep his queens alive. But unfortunately, he was in the middle of moving out. He had to turn back around. He had some reinforcing queens run into the carriers as well. Like, things just got really chaotic really quickly there. And yeah, everything just fell apart.
Yeah, I'm very curious as to how a base trait would have looked like between these two armies. I feel like Quantel would have still had a slight edge. He was getting some defensive structures up at that third base, and he did, of course, always have that recall available to him. But in the end, it was just a really unfortunate time in here for Oreo.
Definitely.